What's up, you guys? It's your girl Radiance, and welcome back to my channel, Chasing Sunraee. Today, we are learning how to make these beautiful jogger pants, you guys. They are these pants complete the set for the off-the-shoulder crochet top. If you guys have not seen that tutorial, I will drop a link right here at the top so you guys can go and check that tutorial out as well. But yes, today we are doing the joggers, you guys. I got this idea at the Sun Clan. I asked them, what kind of pants would they like to see with the skirt, and the majority of them said joggers. So boom, bam, thank you, ma'am. Here we are with this beautiful joggers tutorial. But before we get into that, if you are not a part of the Chasing Sunraee family, I'm gonna need you to go and hit that subscribe button right now. And also, while you're at it, I'm gonna need you guys to check out my girl Alyssa Littlejohn. Here's her channel. You guys make sure you subscribe to her. She has some wonderful crochet tutorials there as well. And while you're at it, make sure you go and follow my other crochet sister, Naturally Danielle. She also has a lot of cute free crochet tutorials, you guys. I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong with this beautiful crochet trio. Us three, we got you with the free tutorials, you guys. I'm telling you, follow. But yeah, also I'm gonna need for you guys to come join the Chasing Sunraee Sun Clan family on Facebook, you guys. When I tell you, such amazing artists in there. They are so amazing that right now I gotta do a Chasing Sunraee Sun Clan family shout out. So yeah, let's get into that. I got a couple of my favorite projects. I made a post in the group, and I was just basically like, I'm gonna do a Sunraee shout out, you guys. If you want to be featured, drop a picture. I'll pick out some of my favorite pieces, and you guys, here they are. I mean, tell me you don't want to come join. I mean, this is all you see on the timeline all day. Beautiful crochet work. I mean, it's so inspirational. If you can't be inspired by the Chasing Sunraee Sun Clan family, then honey, I don't know what can inspire you. I mean, there's some amazing talent in there. But yeah, you guys, here's the list of materials. Pause it if you need to. That's what we're going to be using today. I know it's kind of lengthy, but yeah, with a 5.5 millimeter hook, chain a chain that's long enough to fit around the widest part of your hips. These are supposed to be kind of loose fitting, so make sure to add an inch or two to your hip measurement. And that's what you want to start off with. For my size small, I started off with a chain of 126. Also, you guys, make sure that it's an even number. Your chain needs to be an even number. So yeah, here I am just showing you guys where I'm going to chain it up. And we are working this stitch in the round. If you followed the off the shoulder crochet tutorial, off the shoulder crochet sweater tutorial, then you know what stitch we are doing. I'm not going to go into detail on the stitch. I will drop a link in the description box of a detailed version of the stitch. But yeah, this part is optional, but if you want to be extra like me, you want the stripes on the side, then we need to mark off where the stripes will go. Yeah, I put like racer stripes down the side of mine. To do this, you need to find the middle of the middle. To find the middle of the middle, take your starting chain number and divide it by 2, and then take that number and divide that by 2, and that is the number that you need. If you are following along with me and making a small, then our magic number will be 32. Now take your number, and at the beginning of the chain, count out the number and place a stitch marker. Now go to the end of the chain and count out the number and place a stitch marker. So basically, you coming from the beginning and the end and counting out to whatever your number was and placing a stitch marker, and that's where you're going to start your stripes. So yeah, here we are, and I'm just going to show you. So mine was 32, so that's 32 chains, and then I, place my stitch marker. And then come on down and around, come on down. And there's my other one for the 32 from the back part. Yeah, so that's my chain. And now all you're going to do is slip stitch into that very one so we can connect it, because we are working this stitch in the round. And again, you guys, if you need a more in-depth version of this stitch, then please either check out my crochet sweater, off-the-shoulder sweater top, or look in the description box for where I learned how to do the stitch. So yeah, you're just going to slip stitch into that very first one. And that's what you should have. So now all you're going to do is chain up 3. And in that same stitch that we just slip stitched in, you are going to go into that stitch. Go into that stitch. yarn over, pull through. Then you're going to yarn over again, and you're going to go back into the stitch. You're going to pull through, and you're going to pull through all of the loops. And that's how you do that stitch. And then you're going to just chain one, and you're going to skip the next chain at the bottom and go into the next one and go right into it. Yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull it up, and then pull through all of them. Again, check in the description box for a more in-depth on this stitch. But yeah, chain up one, skip the next stitch, and go right into that next one. And that is how you work that stitch. You are going to work that stitch all the way around. Y'all, I'm telling you guys, this is like such an easy stitch. Like, and this is such an easy project. Like, it looks like it's complicated, but it's so easy. Just like the sweater, it's so simple, you guys. Once you learn the basics of constructing pieces, you will have no problem knocking out basically anything that you want to do. But yeah, you're just going to complete that all the way around. And as you guys know, I love just letting you guys see exactly what it is that we are doing. But yeah, that's what it should look like. Depending on how narrow or wide you want your stripe will determine where you start your color change. My stripe is 3 stitches wide. You want your marked stitch to fall in the center, so that means I change colors a stitch before the marked one. Yeah, I'm doing mine 3 stitches wide. So I'm just going to show you guys how I color changed for that. As y'all can see, that is that's the middle. That'll be the second one out of the 3 stitches. So that means I need to change colors on this stitch. So yeah, I'm just going to do this stitch. And again, this is optional, you guys. You don't have to do the side stripe, but I think it just adds like this super cool look to the pants. Like, I love the stripes. I loved it on the side. Like, I thought it was just so dope. So yeah. So I color changed there. You guys, if you don't know how to color change, please look up on YouTube. There's plenty of tutorials on how to color change. If you guys want me to do a tutorial on color change, I will do it. I try not to really do basic like stitches and stuff like that on my channel, because I see other big YouTubers that are way bigger than me that do it, and nobody really watches them. So I feel like sometimes they're just kind of like a waste of time. So I don't really do a lot of teaching stitches and stuff. But I mean, if y'all would like me to, I can definitely do it. But y'all better watch. Don't be out here having me doing it for no reason now. But yeah, you just change colors. And again, like I said, you want to just make sure, however wide or narrow you want your stripe, just make sure that where you place your stitch marker, it falls in the middle of that. And you're doing the same exact thing. You just color change. That's it. And again, this is just, I'm giving you guys a visual. I'm just shut up so you can see it. I really don't have nothing else to say about it. But I don't know, y'all. When I'm sitting behind this microphone and I'm not saying anything while the tutorial is rolling, I don't know. It just seems weird sometimes. Ugh, we are out of focus on the video, honey. Girl, get us together, honey. Get us together, Ray. Get us together now. But yeah, so I just did my 3. This is the 3rd one. So now I'm just going to grab my yarn. Also, you guys, carry the yarn. Carry the yarn. Work over the yarn. Don't you got to carry it. Work it under. I meant to say that. I don't know why I didn't say that. You're going to carry both yarns. And just continue working it as normal until you get to the other stitch marker on the side. And you just do the exact same thing. But make sure that you carry your main color yarn up under. You just crochet over it so that, you don't have to tie in a lot of ends and stuff. That would just be ridiculous. But yeah, here we are coming up on the very last one. And this is where you need to pay attention to, because we are working the stitch in the round, and it is going to be different than just working it back and forth. Not much of a difference, but just different. Sometimes I find it hard to work stitches in the round. So yeah, you're just going to chain up 1. And then remember that chain of 3 that we did? Find that chain of 3. And you're just going to, at the top of that chain, you're just going to slip stitch right into that. Slip stitch right into it. And boom. First round complete. You're just going to chain up 3, turn your work. And right here, as you can see, like normal, you're just going to go right there and, repeat the stitch. And that's literally all that you do. That's all that you do for the first part anyways. And see how simple we work. We working a fancy stitching around, y'all. Turn up. Moving on up in the world. Yeah, you're just gonna just continue working that around. I have a little slight headache, guys. I'm so excited to drop this tutorial though, like, and I cannot wait to see you guys' finished projects. I live for you guys. Y'all don't know how happy y'all make me. Especially when I post this design and y'all are like excited for it. Oh, y'all keep me so motivated. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Sun Clan family. And again, if you are not subscribed, girl, what are you waiting for? Why? Why are you not subscribed? Like, why? But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of this row. And we end this row the same exact way how we ended the other row. I'm just going to go right into that very last one. And you're just going to chain. And don't forget to chain up one before you slip stitch. It's very essential that you chain up one. So just chain up that one and then slip stitch right into the top of that chain 3. And there you go. Yep. And then you're just going to chain up 1, 2, 3. Turn your work. And then as we have been doing throughout the whole one, just continue working the stitch in the round. It's just that simple, you guys. Just that simple. Like, that's literally all we're gonna do the whole entire pants. Like, that's it. The hardest part is, if you don't know how to construct pants, is constructing these. But that's what I'm here for, you know. I walk you through it, girl. And once you be able to, I'm telling you guys, if you know how to construct stuff, you can make anything. Once you wrap your mind around how things are put together, you will be able to design anything that you want without any help or any tutorials. But yeah, we're at the end of this. Chain one, slip stitch into that top of that chain 3. And there you have it. Chain up 3 and turn your work. Turn your work. Let me stop. I gets boring. Y'all know how I be. It gets boring behind this mic now. But yeah, you just continue working it up as we have been doing. So boom. Now, depending on how you want the waist of your pants to fall will determine how many rows you work for this part. I was going for a pretty high waist look, so I did a total of 24 rows before I moved on to the next part. When deciding this, please remember that we will be putting a single crochet rib stitch edging on it, so that we'll add a little bit of length as well. So don't forget to take that into accountability. So yeah, this is me coming up on that very last stitch after I've done my 24 rows. And chain 1 and then just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 as normal. And then we are going to finish it off. Finish it off. Snip that in and just pull it on through to tighten it. Now we're about to work the crouch part, y'all. Now we'll make the crouch of the pants. Place the stitch marker in the center stitch. Count all stitches, then divide by 2 to find the middle stitch. Yeah, you're going to count all stitches. When I say stitch, I mean like where we are. Don't count the chains. Count the actual stitches. So I found mine and I marked it off. So I'm going to go out 2 stitches from my center stitch. See? That's 1, and you're just going to go out 2. And like I said, you guys, that chain does not count as a stitch. We are only counting where we are placing our stitches in. That's what I mean when I say stitch. So count those stitches and divide it by 2, and that number is where you need to place your stitch marker. So we're going to go 2 stitches out from that center stitch, and we're just going to reattach by slip stitch. Is that a slip knot? A slip knot. I'm sorry, y'all. And just reattach, or you just reattach however you like to reattach. This is how I do it. Reattach, and you're just going to chain up 3 and work the stitch right into that same one that we just reattached to. You work the stitch just like we've been working. And you're going to do 5 stitches. So there's 5 stitches so that the center stitch falls in the middle. So 2 on the outside, the center stitch, then 2 on the end. Super simple, you guys. Super, super, super simple. I'm telling you. I'm sorry that I'm kind of off camera, but you know, it's hard. I'm telling y'all, it is so hard trying to work these big projects. Like once your project get to like so big, it's hard to record it in front of the camera. Like, oh, it gets so annoying. But yeah. So there you go. You have your 5 stitches right there. 5 right there. And you're just going to chain up 3. Turn your work. And you're just going to crochet right across there as we have been doing. Let me get us situated. But yeah, going to go right into that stitch and just crochet across as we've been doing. Again, you guys, if you need more help on this stitch, look in the description box for a link to the video with the in-depth tutorial on how to do the stitch. It's called the Elizabeth stitch. I can't remember the lady whose channel I watched it on, but it's in the description box. I don't want to see no comments talking about some, girl, you did not explain that stitch good enough, because honey, I told y'all in the description box. I've been not seeing none of them comments now. None of it. And also in the crochet off the shoulder sweater, I did it more in depth than I did it here. But yeah, here we are coming up on the very last end of that. So that was row 2. You just chain up 3, turn your work per usual. Ow. Y'all, I'm so salty right now. I am so salty. And just continue crocheting across like we always have. Y'all, I'm thinking about making a pajama set for the next tutorial. I have some of that Burnett's velvety yarn, and I just don't know what to do with it. I got 2 big skeins of it, so I think I'm gonna make some pajamas or something. I'm not sure. What do y'all give me some suggestions in the comment section of what I should do with my Burnett's velvety yarn. It feels so good, y'all. I just don't know. I don't know what I want to do with it. I want to do a tutorial with it, but I'm like, it's kind of hard to see the stitches on the camera. So I'm not sure yet. But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of row 3. And that's what it should look like. You will work a total of 8 rows for the crotch before we attach it to the other side. Now, to attach it to the other side, we just got to find that, to attach it to the other side, find that last stitch that we did and count out 2. Find what we finished off at and count out 2 stitches from that one. And that's where you're going to start attaching it. We are attaching solely inside of the stitches, not inside of the chain spaces. We're going to chain as if we do the chain spaces. To skip over, instead of crocheting into the chain spaces, we're just going to chain it too. It'll make sense once you see it. So yeah, I'm doing the join as you go method for mines. You can do it however you want. You could just, honestly, you could really just slip stitch it together if you wanted to. But I'm just placing a single crochet inside of the stitch. Then I pull up the loop. Then I go on the other side where I'm attaching it to. And I go into that same stitch that matches up with the other side. Put the loop back on and just pull through. And then I chain up 1 because that's the chain. Like I said, we're not attaching it to chain. We're just going to chain for that. So yeah, that's how you do that. So you just single crochet right into that, pull up the loop, go into the back of the stitch that we are attaching it to. Put the loop back on the hook. And then pull it through. And then chain 1. Chain 1. But again, you do not have to reattach how I reattach. Whatever makes you comfortable, whatever floats your boat, that's how you should reattach. I like this method because it's like kind of seamless. It's not bulky like if I was to slip stitch it together. So yeah, you just keep doing that until you attach the whole sides. So yeah, here we are. Just I think this should be the last one. I think this is the last one. I'm over here trying to read. I'm over here trying to scroll Facebook and record a voiceover at the same time. Like, girl, what is you doing? Pay attention. Yeah. So you just finish off there, tighten it up. And now we're getting ready to start working on the pants legs. But first, let me show you guys what your project should look like so far. Basically, a pair of shorts. You guys, you don't even have to add pants legs. These can be some booty shorts, honey. Some booty shorts. And as you can see, those are the stripes on the side. And that's what it looks like. So now what we're going to start doing is working the pants leg. So we're going to be working around here. Working around. Bring it around town. Y'all remember what show that came from? Only 90 kids remember. Bring it around town. Then you get this. If you remember what show that came from, please let me know in the comments. I know the 90s babies know what show that came from. But yeah, here we are getting ready to work the pants legs. So I'm just going to I'm going to go near the crouch, but I'm going to go a stitch before the crouch, before we start to the crouch. But yeah, you're just going to reattach. And you want to make sure this is the back of the pants. Reattach your yarn at the back of the pants and just chain up 3. And then you're just going to work it just like you would work it normally. You work it normally until we get to the crouch section. Ooh. Yeah, you just work it normal all the way around till we get to the crouch. And again, you guys, I'm a little bit off camera. I'm going to be a little bit off camera when we get to the crouch too, because the project was getting so big and it's just hard to record it once it starts getting so big. But I am going to fix it so that you guys can see it better. Like, I'm a little bit off camera at first, but I do get back in good plain sight. Because this right here is unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So yeah, we worked it all the way around, and here we are at the crouch section. Almost. So yeah, here we are at the crouch section. You're just going to put 2 single crochets on the edging of each stitch. So we did 8 rows of crouch. So that means we should have 16 single crochets. And you're just going to single crochet right into the side of that. Like I said, I'm a little off camera at first. I'm all the way up there at the top of the screen. Get it together, Ray. Get it together. But yeah, you just single crocheting 2 in each of the edges. And y'all, I know these edges look so weird. Like, they're so weird. Just make sure that you just try to even it out, and that is 16 single crochets all together. The most important part is just making sure that it's evenly distributed. Because when I was putting edging on this, I'm like, honey, what in the world? Like, nothing. I thought putting an edge on a single crochet piece is hard, but honey, this Elizabeth stitch edging, I was like, honey, where do I put it at? I'm confused. What's tea? I don't understand it. My edges was almost not slayed, honey. Almost not slayed. But yeah, single crochet all the way across. Make it work. However you got to do it, make it work. Just make sure it's 16. My computer acting like it want to get loud on me. I'm sorry, computer. I know I'm working. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm so excited to upload this tutorial for you guys. Hurry up, Ray. But yeah, that's a single crochet edging across the side of the crouch. And I'm just counting to make sure that I had 16. And remember I said don't start in the stitch right beside the crouch to leave one. This is why, because I don't know, it's just awkward sometimes when you go in and chain up 1 after that single crochet and go right into that stitch, and then you're just going to slip stitch right into that chain 3 like we have been doing this whole time. Now you're just going to chain up 3 and turn your work. So yeah, here we are. You're just going to place a stitch right into that very first stitch, and you're just going to chain 1, and you're going to skip that first single crochet, and you're going to place a stitch into that second single crochet. And I'm a little off. Chain up 1, skip the next single crochet, and stitch into that next one. Again, you guys, you couldn't really see the top part just now because I was off the camera, but you work this the exact same way you would work it when we did the foundation. You know, like it's the exact same thing. You just stitch, chain up, chain, skip the stitch, go into the next one. You know, it's the exact same thing like when we worked it at the very beginning. But instead of chains, we're doing single crocheting. It's single crochets that we're working into. Woo, honey, I feel like I just confused y'all. But I hope you get it. If you don't get it, please feel free to message me. Feel free to write me on Facebook in the Sun Clan or in the comments. But it's the exact same. You're placing a stitch in every other single crochet. Yep. Until you get back to the regular stitches, and then, you know, you good. You working it normally. So yeah, we already worked across the crouch, and now here we are back at the normal stitches, I think. Yeah. Back at the normal stitches, and you're just going to work it in around like we have been doing throughout the whole entire project. Boom. Here we are coming up on the very end of this. Yep, and as usual, chain up 1 and then slip stitch right into the top of that chain 3. Chain up 3. Turn your work. And just continue working in the round. And that's really like the hardest part, y'all. That is the hardest part. The hardest part was working over the crouch. That's it. And that was so easy. I mean, it was the hardest part of the tutorial, but it was so easy. So what does that say about the tutorial? It's easy breezy, beautiful cover girl, okay? Now let me stop. But yeah, instead of physically decreasing the stitches to get the perfect fit, we are going to gradually decrease the hooks as we work down. Because I did not know how to decrease that stitch. Now you may have to add or take away more rows than me, depending on how you want your fit. But for my size, small/medium, the rows followed as such. 42 rows with the 5.5, 10 rows with the 4.5, 34 rows with the 4.0, and 10 rows with the 3.5. Meet me back after you finished your pants leg so that we can add the cuffs. So yeah, this is me coming up on the end of that very last one. And instead of just pulling through, we are going to color change because I want my cuff to be a different color. So I just color changed with the slip stitch, and now I'm changing, I'm switching to my 2.75 millimeter hook now. So yeah, chain up 1. We're gonna put a single crochet. We gotta put our single crochet, single crochet round across the bottom of the pants leg, but we also need to decrease. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna put 2 single crochet in each stitch. So 2 single crochet in each stitch, but you're going to do 2 single crochet in a stitch, 2 single crochet in a stitch, then 1 single crochet in a stitch. Because we do need to decrease this. You don't want your pants to be wide with a cuff on them. That's ugly. You want it to look scrunched. So 2 single crochets in each stitch, and then 1. So 2 sets of 2, and then 1. 2 sets of 2, and then 1. As you can see, like I'm doing in the video, that was the one, that was the set of 1. Now we're going to do 2 in the next. Two in the one after that. And then 1 in the next one. And you're just going to repeat that around. Yep. Repeat that all the way around until you get to the very last one. Also, you guys, I guess I'll tell you when we get there. We really didn't get there, but I'll just have to freeze frame it and let you guys know what it is that I need to tell you. It's about the waistband part. So yeah, here I am coming up on the very last one. And all you're going to do is slip stitch into that very first single crochet. And now we are going to switch hooks again. We're going to switch to our 1.4 millimeter. It's going to be hard and super annoying using this thick yarn with this tiny hook, but it is totally worth the effort. So yeah, here I am with my 1.40 millimeter hook. You don't really necessarily have to do a 1.40, but just something small. You just want to make sure that it's a small hook. And now we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Chain up 8, and then you're going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook and single crochet all the way down. I use this technique all the time. Most people single crochet all the way down. Most people they do their waistbands, they do the ribbon first and then add on the crochet project, but I feel like that is so much harder. Like, it's so hard trying to figure out how to put an edging on a rib stitch. Like, girl, how do y'all do it? I just can't. I can't do it. I'd rather put my edging on after I do my project. Personal preference. And also, like that, it's like you know for a fact that it's gonna fit. Sometimes I find, well, no, if you do it separately, it's gonna fit too. So I take that back. But I like this technique. I like to do my ribbon stitches last. And I learned it from Moogly Blog. Shout out to Moogly Blog, you guys. This is where I learned this technique. I have been using it ever since. It's like one of the first techniques I used when I've learned when I first started crocheting. And I have stuck with it ever since then. But yeah, that's when I only used to make hats and stuff. But yeah, here we are coming up on the end of that. I'm just counting to make sure I got it right. Because I'm telling you, you have to make sure you count this stuff good. So yeah, and now you're going to single crochet 2 together on that foundation. On that foundation row, single crochet 2 of those together. And then you're just going to turn your work. And then you're going to start single crocheting right into that first stitch. With no chains, no nothing, just single crochet. You turn your work and just go straight into single crocheting. And you're just going to single crochet all the way down. Again, I told you guys, it's kind of hard working with this thick yarn and this tiny hook, but you get over it in my little Uzi Vert voice. I know you're tired of crying, but you'll get over it. But yeah, here we are getting ready to come up on the very last stitch. Yep, here we are. And I'm just count. It's so essential to make sure that you count this and make sure chain up one, turn your work, but count this to make sure you have everything together because it's easy to miss a stitch in this. But yeah, you're gonna chain up one and turn your work. That chain up one does not count as the first single crochet either. It doesn't. It does not count. Let us get back in focus. So yeah, we chained up one, we turn in our work. And we're just going to single crochet all the way down. Yo, I was so salty before I started recording this voiceover. It had nothing to do with the tutorial or anything, but I was just so salty. But I honestly, recording this voiceover has totally changed my mood. It's put me in a better mood. I feel so much better. Because, honey, when I tell you, call me Mortons, because I was one salty ass bitch. And I wouldn't stop. No, seriously, I was. But yeah, here we are. Make sure you have the right amount of stitches, and you're just going to single crochet 2 together from that foundation row, and then turn your work, girl. Turn your work. Here we are. I just fast forwarded. That's what you continue doing, that all the way down, and this is me on the very last one. I just want to show you guys how to finish this off. I know it kind of zoomed by fast, but yeah, you just do that all the way around. And yeah, here we are. You want to make sure that you end at the top of this. You don't want to end at the bottom. You want to end at the top of this cuff. So yeah, place that last stitch and then just finish off and leave a tail that's long enough to weave your cuff together. So yeah, you want to leave a little length, a couple of inches. And then you want to grab your yarn needle and thread it on through. And you want to make sure when you're stitching it together, oh my gosh, I so forgot to tell y'all. I add a text. I will add a text in there. I will add it back because I'm not about to go back through this voiceover. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to tell y'all to work in the back loops only. But I will add a text. So by the time y'all get to this part, y'all will have known. But me recording this voiceover, I'm over here freaking out. But yeah, you're just going to sew these 2 pieces together. And I put my needle through because I like for mine to be uniform and perfect. I put it in each stitch and in the back loop of the stitch only, so that I could make sure that it was perfectly symmetrical and that my seam was perfect. So yeah, just seam it up inside of the stitches, inside of the back loop of the stitches. It gives such a nice, pretty finished look. But yeah, you guys, that's it. You just gonna to do the other pants leg, you just reattach just like we did the first pants leg, work it down. Do that, and then to the same way we just did the cuff for the bottom part, you do the exact same thing at the top, except for when you put in that single crochet foundation row for the top waistband, you aren't going to you're not going to do the 2 single crochets in a stitch, 2 single crochets in a stitch, and then 1. You're not going to do that. I decreased 11 at the top, 11 stitches at the top of my waistband. You decrease however many that you need to get it to be tight fitting. Everybody's going to be different, and you work it the same exact way. But that's it, you guys. That's the end of this tutorial. Hey, I'm over here Millie rocking behind the mic, but y'all can't see me. But yes, y'all, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed this design. I look forward to seeing all of you guys' finished product. Make sure you join the Sun Clan family. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Make sure you smash that like button. What's good? I'm here. I'm here for all of the shenanigans, you guys. Like, I literally cannot wait to see everybody's projects. I hope you guys enjoyed this set. Like, that's it. It's so easy, guys. I told you. Some of the stuff that you see people designing, it looks like it's hard, but it really don't be hard, you guys. Sometimes I know it's very hard to like step out of your comfort zone. You know, like it is, because I remember being a when I first started out being a young designer and just getting into crochet, a lot of things I wouldn't do because I just didn't have the confidence to do stuff. And then once I just did it, I'm like, what was I ever tripping about, y'all? Don't overthink it, guys. Just do it. In the words of Nike, just do it. I promise. But honestly, that's what I'm here for, to show you guys that this stuff is so easy. Like, I know I see people like so impressed by my work, but I'm just like, y'all, this is easy peasy. All the way easy. But yes, you guys, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. And until next time, happy crocheting and stay sunny.